okay, which we'll get to that, alright? So he becomes a Devilman, dope. Why? I don't know, maybe they'll explain it later. And so he becomes a Devilman, and he goes in, and he just murders everybody in this sex club, wherever this place is. Okay, whatever. And there was this dope sequence where he's just tearing through shit, and he's just like, I'm a Devilman, and I'm like, yeah, alright, this show looks lit. And then we moved into these subsequent episodes, and many of you might think, Heavenly, with your appreciation of the thick, how are you one of the...
Yeah, I'm like, hold up. He says later in this video saying the sex. We're gonna get to. I'm waiting for the part where he starts breaking. Because I forgot. I said the thing is, I don't know the timestamp on where he starts actually breaking it down. When he gets to that, that's where I'm really gonna start talking. That's when I'm gonna start talking.
This anime is, I like fan service when it serves a purpose. When you're watching an ecchi or a hentai, it serves the purpose of just being sexual for the sake of genre. Or if it's porn, like if it's hentai, well, I'm assuming you're trying to fab to it, or maybe you just think hentai are great plots. I don't know. Whatever your preference, I don't judge. Or if it's used to tell a certain, I guess, element of the story or the atmosphere, which maybe that was what they were going for, and maybe somebody else has seen this, but I didn't see it. It just felt like it was just there, and just too much of it was there, and it was just a distraction from the story that didn't really exist anyways. Almost as though it was just to fill in the space, to compensate for this story's lack of storytelling.
Okay, now it's not about, you know, he's about to say it. It's not about the sex. It's not about, you know, the characters, the sex, the fighting, the drugs. It's not all about that. People use that as, and somebody said that in your comments too. It's not about. I don't look at it as, you know, as sex. I don't look at it as, you know, just all, because it doesn't. It's the story. I wasn't even thinking about that. I wasn't even worried about that. I felt like I was worried about, you know, what's going to happen next, because each episode had me, you know, interested in what's going to happen after that. You know, well, what's next? I wasn't worried about any of that. So I feel like, you know, the plot and the message behind the story kind of went over your head. I felt like you didn't really understand the story, because in this video, you seem confused. You seem like you don't understand like what is going on. You know, the story, what the message is, what, you know, what are the points behind the story. I feel like that kind of went over your head. That's honestly what I got out of this video. That a lot of the plot points, a lot of the information, you know, a lot of the details, the key details kind of went over your head. That's honestly what I get out of this video. But we're gonna continue.
Lack of interest. Let's just throw a lot of sex.
Which is not all.
That'll keep them intrigued.
No, it's not about that.
It's like a lazy.
Because people don't have the strength. People don't have the claws to, you know, that's the devil inside. You know, partying. You know. Partying, drugs, sex, that's the devil inside of you. Because you can't, because, you know, some people aren't strong enough. People aren't, you know, mentally tough to overcome all that stuff. So that's the devil. You know what I'm saying? Killing other people, that's the devil inside you. You know, that's pretty much one of the messages that was actually inside of the story.
Fill in the blank for what was missing with the show. Let's just make it very shock and jarring and just add a lot of graphic and intense stuff in there, be it violence or sex, and then people will just call it a masterpiece.
Which people aren't saying why. I know people aren't saying all the sex, and like, that's why people call it. They're not calling it the masterpiece because they call it because they think it's a pretty darn good show. So you're wrong about that. People aren't calling it a masterpiece because of that stuff. And if you are a freaking pervert. If you're saying this anime is a masterpiece of the sex and the tits and all that, you're a pervert. You're a weirdo. So no, I highly doubt that's why people are saying this anime is a masterpiece, Emily. Because if you are, you're weird. I disagree with that.
That's what it seems like to me. But if
I feel like people generally enjoy the story, actually like the anime for what it is. But people that understand the messages and the key points that were behind the story, I feel like that's why people like it, not because of what you just said. I feel like you're wrong about that, but that's your opinion. I respect. Like I said, I respect this guy. I respect his opinion. I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying what I think. This is my thoughts.
Take away all of the sexual content that has no real relevance to the plot whatsoever. What's left? Not really much. And I remember when I was starting the show, people were like, man, when you get to episode 9, oh, your mind will be blown. That's when you're going to start rethinking your life choices. You're going to just go into depression. And I thought, okay, so let me at least get to episode 9. And that was one of the things that was pushing me through all these episodes. But I remember I was like at episode 7 or 8, and I was thinking to myself, what could possibly happen? Because I don't care about any of these people. What could possibly happen by episode 9 to change my opinions of the rest of the show? And I got to episode 9, and I was just like, so this is what I was waiting for? That did nothing for me. So essentially what they do in this anime a lot is they just be killing off characters in the most gruesome ways ever, which would definitely hit home if I gave a shit about any of these people. They're all poorly...
I feel like had the anime been a little bit longer, it's only 10 episodes. I don't expect, a lot of people, if the animes are long, people understand what's going on. People understand like, yo, all right, so this is next. All right, I get this, I get that. I feel like the pacing was going at such sonic speed. It was kind of hard to grasp everything. It was kind of hard to, understand what's going on and why, who are these characters. That's why there's nothing wrong with rewatching the anime. There's nothing wrong with rewatching a couple episodes to make sure you understand. Which he's about to say. He's going to say something about how if I can't remember any of the characters' names, if I can't remember any of the plot, whatever, that means you did a bad job. No, we're gonna get to that. He's gonna say that soon.
Poorly fleshed out, in my opinion, and
which I can understand because, like, it's only 10 episodes. They weren't, like I said, they weren't the most best developed characters because they're not. They weren't the best written characters because it's only 10 episodes. So I agree with that. But I feel like I think is what got me was how they died. I like the characters. I like Cocoon. I like Miki. Akio was pretty cool. They were interesting characters in my opinion. And the way that they died was just really brutal. It was really sad because they were all friends. They all connected with each other, and just seeing them just all die, like literally everybody died, was just, I think that was the problem. That was the emotional part, I think, because everybody ended up dying. So the whole world ended up, which is why I think which was the emotional part. I just didn't hit you for some reason, and this is fine. I can't really say anything about that.
Even to the degree that they were fleshed out, I just felt like there's not enough here for me to give a shit. Sometimes there'd be characters that would show up on screen, and then in the next scene, I just found out, are they dead? Is this the same person? Like, who are these people? For example, so not Miki, but Miko, the off-brand Miki, even though I don't understand how she's less popular when she's got a huge rack, but whatever, we won't talk about that. Right? Plot, right? In anime, the most attractive girl is actually, she has no friends, she's unpopular, I don't know how that works, it's clearly not relevant to real life, but anyway, we'll disregard that for the sake of the anime plot. But she's basically just so sad that she is the slower, she's second place to Miki in track and field, and that she is sort of the second-class citizen when it comes to her popularity or her acknowledgement by her friends and peers. And this one guy comes up with these braids. I think he hangs out with all these other gang guys that wear like these tattoos that make them shunned by other people, which they never explain what that's all about, but that's irrelevant to my opinions on this anime. But he was one of those gangbanger type dudes that, which by the way, were all trying to beat the shit out of Akira at the beginning, and then they suddenly become friends later, and that was kind of strange, but whatever. Okay, once again, we won't talk about that. There's a lot of stuff we can nitpick about all day, but let's just get to the main things. So this guy with braids comes up and he sees Miko, and I guess he's been looking at her for a while, and then he finds her attractive, and then he does this whole rap sequence, which everybody says, oh man, that rap sequence though was so dope. I do admit that they had bars, but with this particular sequence where the guy was rapping to Miko, it was too long. I'm like,
oh, here we go.
Okay, that was dope. Oh, he's still going. Oh, okay. Like I'm pretty sure this rap sequence was like a minute and a half or something, or I don't know. It felt
honestly
awesome.
Felt like you didn't. I felt like, I don't know if you understood, the whole rap behind it. I felt like you didn't. You said it was too long, but I think it's. I don't think you paid attention. It wasn't about the length. It was about the message behind the rap. Cocoon was expressing his feelings on how he felt about Miki, because Cocoon, he was lonely. He didn't have any friends. He wasn't getting any exception from his squad. He felt like he was lonely. He felt like he was Cocoon. He felt like he wasn't getting enough attention. Miko felt that she can relate to that because she wasn't getting any attention. Because like you said, she's second place to Miki. She wasn't getting the interview. She wasn't getting guys drooling over her. People weren't looking at her highlights. People weren't paying attention to her. So she can relate to my man's Cocoon or Mayuka. She can relate to that. She can relate to that because she feels lonely, and so did Cocoon. They both felt like they weren't getting the respect that they deserved, and I felt like you missed that in the rap. And I felt like you were just paying attention to how his flow and stuff. Like, maybe you weren't, but I'm just assuming that's just what I'm saying. I'm assuming that maybe you were just paying attention to his lyrics. You were just paying attention to his flow. I felt like you weren't paying attention to the meaning behind his rap because it was touching. It was cool. It was really cool, and the message behind it was also nice because they could both relate to each other, which is something I also think that you missed. So I don't know.
Long. It's like you could take any dope scene from any movie or TV show that you've seen, but if you drag it on for too long, it's just like, that was lit, yeah, alright, and then like after it's just been dragging on for so long, it's like, okay, alright, we get the point, bro, let's move on to the next scene. It felt too long for me. I was just like, okay, alright, okay, I get it, right? So he does this whole rap sequence, and it touches Miko's soul, and she starts to cry, and then this guy whose name escapes me is like, hey, we should go to this sex club, because they have a lot of those in this anime. So they go out to this sex club, whatever, and I forget what happens, but at some point, she turns into a Devilman. It was pretty similar to the first episode sequence, and this other guy, I guess he died, so and then literally the next episode, there's another guy with braids, but now when I start to figure out as I watch the show, this is a completely different person, and he's like, I guess he lost his lover, his boyfriend to this other party, or I don't know, I think that some devil's incident got his boyfriend killed, and so he's all depressed about that, but he's also been turned to a devil man, and was it the same party, or was this different? I don't know, and I know a lot of people are thinking, hey, well, Heavenly, maybe you should go back, and I shouldn't have to do that, okay? In my opinion, I shouldn't have to watch something twice, or have to go back and research names. If I don't remember the names, they didn't do a good job of selling me those characters for me to care to.
Okay, now this is why I disagree. If you don't understand something, in the anime, if you feel like you're confused about something, and this is like in general, there's nothing wrong with going back and checking to see what you missed out on. It's something that you wait. What exactly did you say?
I shouldn't have to do that, okay? In my opinion, I shouldn't have to watch something twice or have to go back and research names. If I don't remember the names, they didn't do a good job of selling me those characters for me to care to remember. If I can't remember plot points, they must not have been important enough. They must.
If you can't remember plot points, it's nothing wrong. That means you're just being lazy. That means you're not trying to, go back and just, like, if it's something that you missed out on, and if something that you didn't understand, go back and figure it out. You're saying, if I can't remember plot points, that means they didn't do a good job. Like, what? Come on, man, you're not being fair. And I've seen you do it. You go back to stuff. I've seen you do it in your anime reactions. You do it all the time. In your My Academia, well, you don't call them reactions, but I don't know what the heck you call them. You say, you go back and you break it down. You break things down. And if there's something that I've seen you do, if there's something that you miss, you go back and you check for it. And then here you say this, like, if they're not doing a good job, breaking it down, I shouldn't have to go. Dude, if you don't understand something and there's something that you're confused on, go back and check it. Go back. Rewatch the anime if you have to. Because like I said, the pacing is supersonic speed fast. So it's kind of hard to understand what's going on. You shouldn't say that, bro. That's not cool. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. If there's something that you don't get and something that you're confused on and something that has you scratching your head, go back. Rewatch the episode. Rewatch another episode. Rewatch another episode. Rewatch the anime if you have to. Just to be like, oh, okay, I see what happened. Nothing wrong with that. I do it. I do it all the time. So, yeah.
They must not have been straightforward enough, especially when I just finished watching this stuff. If I can't remember, then it's not worth remembering. But Miko,
if you can't remember, then go back and watch it.
is the same person. She just got a different change of appearance, like with Akira, because when you turn into a Devilman, you change, you look different. But it just feels like the plot is just so convoluted. It's just the pacing is so weird and inconsistent. The characters just, I understand that it's an anime, but the characters just act so unrealistic to reality that it's hard for me to invest in any of them. Like, how is it that every person in this anime, they're just all mass serial killers? I can understand, okay, maybe they lost it, like maybe the devils killed someone dear to them or something. I don't know, but maybe this is true. I don't know, but I just feel like the average person is... Because,
all right, if you go back to Rio's speech, how this all happened, how this apocalypse happened, go back to Rio's speech. I don't know if you missed that. In his speech, he said, if you see any Devilman, if you see a Devilman that's near you, make sure you gotta kill them. You gotta kill these people. People were scared. And it shows how gullible people are inside. It shows how scared they were because they were dookie in their pants. They didn't know what the heck to do. They were confused. So that's why they were reacting. They got scared. And it got to the point, and Rio's message was so brainwashing. It was so weird to the point where you got humans killing each other. Humans killing humans. People killing each other. People shooting themselves in the head. That's real. That's like kind of realistic too. Or maybe not realistic, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, it shows how gullible people are. It shows how much people can believe that comes out of a person's mouth. It shows how gullible a person is. Because that's why. That's exactly how all that mess started. As soon as he said that, because everything was kind of fine and dandy, as soon as he said that speech, as soon as that man brought up Devilman, it was a wrap. People started killing each other. People started killing babies, kids. That's how that, because they couldn't trust. People couldn't trust their friends. Rio brainwashed them. Rio had him at the tip of his finger. He had him all to himself. He knew exactly what he was doing. So, I don't know if you missed his speech, because that's pretty much how everybody turned into mad serial killers. Because of devils, Rio's speech, and people just confused and didn't know what the heck to do.
Person is just like, you're a demon, well, let me just start murdering people to the point where they're just torturing and crucifying people that aren't even devils, but they think they suspect them of being devils. You just got like just World War Z in the streets, everyone's just massacring and murdering each other. But then there's this scene where Akira shows up, he's like, no, these are regular humans, please stop killing each other, and he's crying because he's the Devilman Crybaby because he has to cry at everything. And they're like, no, you're a devil, look at him cry like a bitch, and they're throwing rocks at him and stuff, but then all the kids are like, oh, but Sugoi, he looks cool.
And that's how it could be. If you have your own child, that's pretty much how it be. When you see, you're a parent, and you see your kid do something, like, I'm trying to think of an example. If you see a kid do something like that, maybe like, oh, wow, like, because the parents don't understand, they'll listen to their children, and they'll, like, understand, like, what they would have to say. If you see your kid, it's like, well, dang, my own kid, he understands what he's trying to say. Maybe I should understand what he's trying to say, too. And that's probably what it would take. To see your own kid, to see your own daughter, your own son. That's real life, too. You see your own kid do something like that. It's like, oh, well, maybe he's not so bad. I don't know. Maybe. It might be.
Looks cool. So they go and run up and they hug his legs. And just because a bunch of kids are hugging his legs, then they're like, oh, let's lay down our weapons now. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I trust you now. Now they're just good people all of a sudden. Like, what? Like, stuff like that. Like, what the fuck? Okay, whatever. Now none of us are serial killers, and we all believe the Devilman now, even though, whatever. Okay, whatever. So that didn't make any sense to me. That was kind of just stuff like that. Like, it's hard for me to wrap my head around what's happening when they're doing shit like this, okay? I think one of the most emotional scenes for me that I sort of cared about was when Miki's brother, at some point in time, which I don't think they show, becomes a devil man, or a devil rather, because he doesn't seem like he has control of his demon tendencies. But the first time we see this is when he eats his dog, and the mother finds out, and she runs away with him. And then at some point, the father, he's going off looking for them, and he finds them, but when he finds them, the son has turned into a full demon and is eating his mother. And he can't bring himself to shoot the demon because that's his son. But he has to shoot his son to save his wife. And he's just broken down. He keeps trying to, but he can't. He keeps going back and forth. Understand that I know nothing about this dad, really, other than the fact that he's dad. But somehow, which goes to show, you don't need a lot of time for me to care about a character, because I cared more about his struggle. This guy who, as far as I don't know anything about this guy other than just seeing what he's going through, this stranger, essentially. I cared more about that than anything else. So in episode 9, the big thing, spoilers if you don't know, but I feel like if this anime has been out as long as it is and you haven't watched it yet, then you shouldn't care anyways. But it's basically Miki gets killed, and they take her, and there's like part of her, it's like her torso with her tits out and her head, and people know that she's not a demon, by the way. They just murdered and mutilated her. The fact that the humans were just capable of doing shit like this, okay. But and the weirdest thing too, she was killed back at the beach, so they took her body and brought it back to the house and chopped it up. And then after they've killed her, they're just with their pitchforks just shooting her up in the air with her body parts. And Akira shows up late. He never saves anybody at a time. He didn't save his mom. He doesn't save anybody. So he shows up and he's just like, oh well, fuck. And I'm just like, I don't care about this bitch though. I don't care about any of these people. So who cares? There's a lot of sequences where
there's nothing you can really say about that. I mean, this is definitely an anime you will have to rewatch again to understand. Maybe I don't know. Maybe to understand the characters a little bit better. I'm not sure. I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't say I was like I loved the characters. I didn't love them, but they were interesting. I should say they were interesting characters, and I felt like, and they weren't, like I said, they weren't the best developed characters, because they were not the best, well developed characters. They were far from that. But I don't know. I think it's just how the way they died is what got to me. So I'm not sure. We have different opinions on that, and I respect your opinion, Heavenly. This video's trying to get really long, by the way.
I cared more about these characters, this would have been very emotional for me. But because I didn't care, it did nothing for me. So at the end, once again, I can't iterate this enough, spoilers. So you find out that Rio was the character's name. That, oh no, I'm not Rio, I'm Satan, okay? Even when I repeat some of this stuff back, it just sounds so stupid. But they did tease that because for whatever reason, which I don't know how nobody noticed this before, that his room number is 666. I don't know how that correlates with
I also noticed it.
The fact that he's Satan, and he's subconsciously like, I'm going to pick this number. It seems pretty on the nose, but whatever. So you find out he is Satan, and he's actually been trying to kill all the humans, not the demons. So he goes to war with Akira and all the other Devilmen, because there's apparently Devilmen all over the world that have been in hiding. And at this point, everyone that Akira has ever cared about is dead, right? And so he's having this whole conversation, they're having more flashback stuff, and then you find out that Akira is dead, he's been ripped in half. And Rio's like, why aren't you responding? Are you dead? Well, clearly, nigga, you honestly, I mean, well, I just have to assume, since I didn't see, you're the one who killed him. So he's been ripped in half, even though he had his body parts blown apart multiple times, and the other Devilmen were just sacrificing their whole lives to fuse with him. But whatever, he's dead now. And by the way, at this point, I guess they just say all humans in the world have been eradicated. And so that happened. And so at the end, was this the Devilman or was this God? I don't, because they're like beings of light, but the planet gets destroyed, right? And then I'm like, okay, the planet gets destroyed. So everything is now dead. Everything's gone, destroyed. Are you fucking kidding me? What is the point of this show? It just like, it was going with...
And like I said, I feel like a lot of the plot points, a lot of the messages behind the story went over your head. Because you seem confused. You seem really confused on what was going on in the show. I felt like you didn't pay attention, because this is one of those animes you really, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to sound like one of those kind of fellows. This is one of those animes that you gotta pay close attention to. I don't want to sound like that. Heavenly, I know how you feel about that when people say stuff like that. I'm not trying to be one of those people, but it is true. And on top of this, 10 episodes. If you don't, like I said, if you don't understand anything, you have to rewatch it again. And if you don't get it, maybe it was just hard. Maybe you just don't understand it, bro. Maybe. But rewatch the anime, bro. Rewatch it, come back with a clear mind, and maybe you might have a better understanding of what's going on. Because there's nothing wrong with going back and, checking yourself. There's nothing wrong with that, bro.
It was going, it was just doing dumb shit after dumb shit. Stuff that I was supposed to care about, but I don't, and then it just ends. Not with a bang, but with a whimper. I don't understand why this show needs to be watched. This anime, it's stressful because so many people like this show, people whose opinions I respect. So I go into this anime with maybe not like bloated expectations, but with some expectation.
Right.
And it did the exact opposite. Now I'm just like, what? So many people like this show, and I can't see it. Like, what am I missing? Like, I feel like I'm missing something. I don't see it. That's why I asked for you guys at the beginning to let me know, what is it that you like about this show? Because this show is just a clusterfuck for me. It's ugly, I don't care, and the ending was stupid. The end.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion. I respect your opinion, but like I said, I felt like you didn't. You said it was stupid. You said it was a cluster. Like, you need to watch the anime again, bro. I feel like you didn't understand what were the message behind. I know I sound like a broken record, but I don't think you did, honestly. You know, I don't think you understood Cocoon's rap. I don't think you understood. I mean, animation. I partially agree with you with. My voice was correct. What else? I don't agree with how you said the anime is all about sex and graphic scenes and the fighting. I don't agree with you when you said that, because there's a message behind that, and I did say that already. But I disagree with this video. This is my opinion as well. This is my video response to you, Heavenly Controller. I'm still one of your OG subs. I'm still gonna be sub to you. I'm not gonna subscribe to you like the freak. Why would I do that? But thank you. Yeah, huge fan of his, and it's just what I think, bro. Have a good one, and see you guys later, my fellow otakus. And video schedules should be up, regularly, maybe on this weekend. I don't know. See you guys later, guys.